Hello all, I'm Abby from What's Happening Guyana, and on this week interview, I am privileged to interview one of the most charming and beautiful young lady who would have represented Guyana both internationally and locally. She has copped the Miss Guyana World Title 2018. Allow me to introduce you to Miss Ambika Ramraj. Hello Ambika.
Hi Abigail, what's going on? What's happening?
Oh, well, you tell me. That's why we're here. We want to know what's happening with you.
Well, hit me with anything. I'm gonna answer it.
I like that. She's ready for the camera. So I'll get straight into the questions, all right? One of the questions I really want to ask you is what prompted your decision to join the pageant?
So at that point in time, I was in UG for about 1 year. I had just finished my A-levels the year prior, and my life was, pretty much mundane. Nothing was different. It was the same old routine every day, and I personally wasn't seeing much self-development. And with the way that the pageant was marketed, with all of the ideas that the pageant would have sold to you, I was kind of like, maybe this can be that something that gives me the opportunity to really just grow in so many positive ways. And that's really what kind of drove me into going into it, to learn more about myself, to build myself, to develop myself in all around, and just try to be a better version of myself. And I'd have to say that's really what propelled my decision to join the pageant.
I really like the fact that you've become your own cheerleader. You felt that you were a bit stagnant and everything, and finding to get into the pageant would actually bring out your self-confidence. And I really like that because you don't really find much people being their own cheerleader. We always look for the moral support of friends, family. So I really like that. That's quite empowering. So would you say that pageantry was always your calling?
I wouldn't say pageantry per se, but growing up, I always liked looking at fashion shows. I liked watching the models do their thing, and really enjoying that. And even before Miss World, I did a bit of modeling for some fashion shows here, and then some boutiques as well. So I kind of dabbled a little bit in that, and so yeah, I think it was more focused on modeling and not so much pageantry. That was just kind of a spur of the moment. Okay, I think this would be good for me. Let's try to do something different and push myself kind of thing. But I mean, I wouldn't say no to another pageant.
You seem pretty much confident. Were you always that confident when you entered that pageant? Would you believe that, since I entered the pageant, I am the winner, I own the crown, I be the crown, you are the crown, that kind of thing?
Actually, no. That's something that I don't think I developed even up to when I won the crown. Throughout the entire pageant, I was skeptical sometimes. Sometimes I was really confident. Like, I know my strong points, I know what I'm good at. But then, when you're surrounded by beautiful, talented, and brilliant young ladies, you kind of take a step back and you'd kind of like, what sets me apart? Why do I deserve this? And I found myself questioning myself at multiple points throughout that journey, and it was difficult. So I wouldn't say that I always had that idea that, okay, it is my crown, but in my good days, I would try to motivate myself to say, positive affirmations, to say that, it is my crown, I'm gonna get it, I'm gonna work hard for it, and what I put in is what I'm gonna get out. So sometimes that would come along, but I wouldn't say it was always there. Yeah.
Speaking about that and competing in the pageant, what would you say make you more different from the other women in the competition, like your unique selling point in the competition?
I don't know. You see, the thing about it is, in my opinion, I believe that every woman is unique. Every single individual has their own something that they bring to the table, and each of us had our own advantage. Some girls were really outspoken, and some girls were extremely talented. Some girls were stunning, they were just gorgeous. And I think each of us had our own mixture, our own combination of each of those traits. And I can't tell you what it is that the judges saw, that made them pick me. But I think the moment I realized that I won was when I would have answered my final question. And one of the things that I think really helped me there was how I was able to reach them with the emotions through my final answer. And I mean, I saw in their eyes, that they really caught the feelings that I was trying to put forth. And maybe that's what kind of got me the crown. Maybe it's the fact that I tried to be as genuine as possible and tried to be as open and transparent as possible in my feelings and in everything that I did throughout that. I guess I tried to be the best part of myself, tried to bring forth the best parts of myself and be the kindest I could be and be the most genuine person that I could be. And maybe that's what got me that crown.
I like that. Tell me a little about your platform.
Okay, so for Miss World, we do Beauty with a Purpose, and my Beauty with a Purpose is called Healthy Holy, Strengthening the Mind and Body. So I've been involved in sports, I'm currently out of sports, but in the gym for as long as I can remember. Over 11 years or so, I've been playing table tennis, badminton, swimming, tons of different sports. And closer to when I was joining the pageant, I started to realize how important sports and physical activity was in maintaining your mental health and really just settling yourself in a positive state of mind. And I struggled with my mental health for a little while in high school, and I realized that the thing that was really helping me stay it together was the fact that I was involved in sports. And I realized that so many people are going through their own stresses, whether it be because of home, because of school, because of their own personal issues, and a lot of them turn to negative coping mechanisms. Sports are such a great way to exert yourself and to really just let out all of the negative energy that you would have had pent up inside of you. So I realized that a lot of these individuals can use the same things that I use, such like sports and physical activity, to really just let loose, to calm down, to stabilize their mental health. And that's how the entire project was really born. And what I did was I focused on underprivileged youth. So we would have gone to the Sophia Care Center and we would have worked with them for 4 to 6 weeks, and we would have introduced them to tons of different sports. When I got there, I realized that there was a lack in the academic level. So we, incorporated a little bit of that, some vocabulary, some English, some spelling and math. And through the combination of everything, we really realized that throughout those few weeks, these kids had so much potential. They just needed an outlet. They just needed somebody to reach out to them, somebody to help them and guide them and push them in the right direction. And Healthy Holy was successful because of the changes that we would have seen in them, the changes that they would have initiated in me. And I am so grateful that I had the opportunity to do this project via Miss World Guyana and even take it to the international level, because I actually did get in the top 25 at Miss World for my Beauty with a Purpose. So it was recognized there, and I truly am so proud of that. I'm proud of everything that has happened. I'm actually still working with the Guyana Golden Lives organization, headed by a previous Miss World Guyana contestant. And she's doing projects here and there, and I try to incorporate myself as much as I can so that we can, increase the longevity of the program and incorporate with an NGO.
What would you say is our biggest problem facing our education system in today's society?
I actually realized the major problem, in my opinion, with the education system, not only in Guyana, but I've seen it, abroad as well. The issue is that people don't realize that kids learn in different ways. Individuals have different ways that they learn, and we kind of just push one method to every individual. And it's completely absurd that we think that we can reach every individual and have them reach their full potential by just utilizing one method. So when I did my Beauty with a Purpose, we had kids from 11 up to 19. And you would find that the 15, 16, up to 19 year olds, they didn't have basic math knowledge or basic English knowledge. And that kind of brings into question, what is it that we're doing at these institutions that is failing these children? Why is it that they can't, operate at the level that they should academically? Why are we not facilitating them and trying to reach out to them to find out what is going on? What can we do different? How can we get you up to par with the level that you should be at? We need to find ways to incorporate different methods of teaching and different methods of learning in our education system rather than this straightforward system that we're doing right now. Remember, no child left behind. We want every child to have the opportunity to have a comprehensive education that will give them the best opportunity to move forward in their lives and do their utmost. So it's important for us to look into how we can modify our system and modify it so that it can benefit them. The kids are our future, the youth are our future. So we need to ensure that we're not failing them and that we're giving them the best opportunity to propel themselves to extreme heights. We want them shooting for the stars. We don't want them to just linger in the atmosphere right here. We want them passed into the sky. We want them at the moon. We want future astronauts. We want people doing amazing things, and we need to give everybody that opportunity. So we need to find ways to incorporate different methods of teaching so that we can reach everyone else. And hopefully, if we start here, we can even move on to the Caribbean and then move on worldwide, internationally. So that's something that I definitely think needs to change and something that we need to work on in this country.
Now, Ambika, tell me what would have been one of the most challenging aspects in the pageant and how were you able to deal with it or overcome that challenges?
I think the thing that proved most difficult for me was overcoming my own mind. Pushing past the doubt that I would have harbored and pushing past the doubt that other people would have projected onto me to really just see my full potential and work to my greatest potential so that I can do my best. That was extremely, extremely difficult for me because obviously you have times where apart from the pageant, your personal life is hindering how you're progressing, and really just fighting against that and looking at the long run and working hard to get to that crown. That was something that you really had to focus on it to really push forward. And if I didn't get over my own mindset, I don't think we would be sitting here today having this conversation. So working past my mindset and trying to change the things that I did daily, like waking up and saying positive things about myself. Okay, you're beautiful, you're intelligent, you have everything you need within you to win this crown. So just bring it out, just fight, and you'll do your best. I have to remind myself every day why I started, why I wanted to do this, why I deserve to win this crown. And that is something that has actually stuck with me. I continue to try to remain positive and be positive in everything that I do and set forth positive affirmations and encourage others that to continue being positive and continue putting positivity into the world, because once you start saying negative things, that's what you're gonna get back. You need to be positive, you need to push through the hard times and really just fight for what it is you want and what it is you think you deserve.
Self-affirmation is very important to you.
Also, being grateful. So gratitude is something that is extremely, extremely important. Without the support of my parents and my friends, I wouldn't have been able to do that. And it is so great to have a support system and then ensure that you're grateful to them so that once you get to the next level of your life, they understand that you do appreciate them, and they will continue to support you and you will continue to support them in their endeavors. And it's a mutually beneficial relationship that you have going on there, and they're looking for your progress and you're looking for theirs.
Interesting. Now that the pageant is over and your former Miss Guyana world, you will be remembered for the lasting impression you would have left on the people of Guyana and even internationally. What's new?
So right now I'm not doing much. I'm really focusing on my studies right now. So I'm currently at Nations doing my ABE in Business Management and Marketing, and I'm also doing modeling a little bit on the side. So that's really where my focus is right now. Maybe next year I'll look into a few new things. I've been contemplating a pageant, but I haven't quite decided yet. So I'll see how it goes, and then I'll decide how to move forward with that.
I can tell you're enjoying it, and which is something good. Also, are any plans that you would want to work with young people or budding young ladies who wish to become beauty queens in pageantry? Any plans in working with them?
Actually, the Miss World Guyana 2020 contestants have already, been selected. They're already going through the process of the pageant, and this is something new because they have a full, essentially, year, and then the winner will have another year to prepare. So that's something great. But I always try to let them know that I'm always an available resource. I am here to guide them, to help them, to let them know that if they need anything along the way, they can always, reach out to me and just get a little bit of my perception on how things were and what they can do to, come out on top maybe, or do their best, or find it within themselves to put forth their best effort. And I encourage any young lady, if you see me anywhere or if you have me at any of my social media, you can always reach out to me, ask me for advice, whether it's in pageantry or, in your daily life. As much as I can help, I will try. You can always reach out, ask any questions that you have, and I will respond to you. I'm not, any scary person, or, some people have the idea that people win a title and they're big shots or something. Trust me, I'm not like that. So you can always reach out to me, you can always shoot me a message, and I'll always be willing to help anyone in any way that I can. To the young ladies in the Miss World Guyana 2020 pageant, and to any young lady who is kind of thinking of maybe going for 2021 or any pageant apart from Miss World Guyana, I would say, ensure that you prepare from the moment that you have the idea that you want to enter the pageant. Don't wait until until you've already signed up and you've got it. Prepare from now. Look into all of the segments that are necessary at each international pageant, because most likely those are reciprocated into the local pageants. Work on your intelligence, work on your fitness, work on your makeup skills. That's something I had to learn, oh boy. And work on all of the different segments that would be a part of the pageant, so that when you finally do sign up and when you do get selected, you already have a base knowledge. You're just gonna build on that foundation now. So that's something that I think would be very, very helpful for anybody going into a pageant henceforth. And again, if you have any questions relating to anything, you can always find me on Facebook or Instagram, Ambika Ramraj. That's it, simple, and I'll answer any questions you guys have.
Tell us something that we don't know about you other than being Miss Guyana 2018.
Okay, so this is something that I'm really passionate about. I feel like some people might know, but it's not something that I reached out about using my platform. But I am very passionate about animal welfare and animal rights. So I try my best to be as vocal as possible when I see negative things happening in society relating to animals, and I try my best to support different causes that support animal welfare in this country. I believe that there's a huge lack of empathy in this country for animals, and they can't defend themselves. We're the ones that have to be fighting for them. So it's important for us to try to be kind, try to find it in our hearts to help the stray dog or the stray cat, and also one of the things that I try to push for as well is spaying and neutering your animals. When you have pets and you don't spare and neuter them, you're gonna end up with puppies, you're gonna end up with kittens, and most likely you're not gonna keep all of them. And they're gonna end up going on the road, being strays, and they're likely to be hit down, or likely to get sick, or likely to be negatively affected by the environment. So it's important that we limit our effect on the negatives that happen to them. So it's important that we ensure that they're treated well, ensure that they're sterilized, ensure that they get the right medication, ensure that we speak out. I was telling somebody the other day that it doesn't take much to make you an advocate for a cause. All you need to do is have passion and fight for the things that you believe in. and you're already on the right path. You know, you don't need 20,000, 30,000 followers or anything like that. You just need to fight for a cause that you believe in, continue being vocal, go out and fight for them publicly, and you're well on your way to being an advocate and well on your way to making a huge change in the country. So that's one of the things that some people might not know about me. I love animals. I fight for them as much as I can, and I encourage others to fight for them as well.
Beautiful. And if you were granted one wish, what would that wish be and why?
One wish. Okay, I'm not gonna be generic and say I'll wish for all the negative things in the world to, just clear, because actually negativity gives us a better appreciation of the positives in life. So it's important for us to have those down days so that when we have our good days, we really understand the importance of them. But one thing I would wish for, I think, would be for every child in Guyana, because I don't want to, wish big first. I wish that every child in Guyana would have the right to a comprehensive education, have the right to a great future, a prosperous future, a happy life, just the right to be happy and be fulfilled in their lives from now. I don't want to see any child deprived of the opportunity to go to school or to have their high school diploma at least. So I would wish that every Guyanese child has the right or has the opportunity to come out with at least a high school diploma and high school academic knowledge.
And there you have it. Once again, we have the beautiful Ambika Ramraj with us. And thank you, Ambika, for taking time off from your prior schedule to be here with us and to share a lot with what's happening in Guyana. It's a privilege once again.
Thank you so much for having me. I mean, I'm always open to the opportunity to sharing anything that I can about the journey, about my personal life, about how, I may want to impact the world. So I thank you guys for reaching out to me and, listening to the things that I have to say as well.
You're welcome.